Welcome back to another episode of the Average Asian Boys podcast. My name is John.
My name is Ray.
And for the video viewers, in case you haven't noticed, one of us is missing a mic stand.
Yeah, that's right. And that's me. So right now I'm just going to be holding it like this the entire time.
Yeah.
Which should be fine. My arm can be a mic stand too.
Yeah. And so hopefully, so we're just going to go along with that and see how it goes.
Yep, that's right.
Yes.
How's it going, John?
So recently, I had a bit of an interesting event happen to me.
Really?
Yeah. So my ex-girlfriend's two best friends reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to hang out with them.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, what a surprise.
Yeah, I mean that's a good sign because usually when you split up with somebody, the friends, they get split up, unfortunately, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, I think I've also, really made a effort to connect with her friends too, right? Because I mean, that's like, one of the best things you can do when you're with someone is to like get along with her friends as well.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Of course.
Yeah. So yeah, that was like a pleasant surprise. I mean, I really wasn't sure what to expect, I guess. But I said yes because I'm like, all right, why not? Let's see what happens. Let's just go and see what happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't have like, I don't know, tar and feather plan for me or anything.
Yeah,
they're not planning to run me over with a car.
That'd be really random after all this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been over a year, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I liked hanging out with them, but it was just more like I didn't know where I stand with them after because of my ex dumped me, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know if I was on the bad boy list. I didn't know what they thought of.
Bad boy list.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, oh, that John's he's such an asshole. That's why I dumped him. And that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. But turns out.
I mean, turns out I guess I'm just a cool dude,
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why. Yeah, and that's why they invited me to hang out.
Yeah. How did that hangout go?
Yeah. Oh no, it was cool. So my ex was not there. It was just me and her friends.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went over to steal her friends. Basically, is what happened.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was just like a nice chill hangout, and it was kind of for me. I feel like obviously we talked about what happened, like in my relationship too, right?
Right.
And kind of like where things like why things happened and where things went wrong and all that stuff. So for me, it was nice to, I guess, get some answers about what happened, because for me, it just felt very sudden and I didn't really understand like why it happened.
Yeah. Did you understand it a bit better? Because in the last podcast, we kind of talked about why you guys broke up, right?
Yeah. So, I feel like I have a better understanding of what happened. And, and I feel more at peace about what happened now, which is nice,
Yeah.
Because that was something that I was kind of never expecting to get, I guess. That the peace of mind, the resolution, I guess. Mm-hmm. So that was really nice. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we were talking about, some of the things that I did that displeased my ex, right? Or one of the many things that I do.
All right.
And so one of the complaints that she had about me is that sometimes I'm just very socially oblivious, I think.
Socially oblivious. Okay.
Yes. And then, that wasn't actually the first time I've heard about that complaint either. Mm-hmm. So my ex-girlfriend also said, my previous girlfriend had also said that about me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, this appears to be a pattern and not just a one-time thing. So I should probably look more into it,
right?
Because I don't want this to carry through to my next potential relationship.
Yeah.
And obviously I guess the funny thing is when you're oblivious, you don't know that you have a problem, right? That's kind of part of it. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so I actually reached out to my previous girlfriend and to kind of talk about what are her thoughts on that, and what are some of the things that I do that is makes me come across as oblivious, right? And then she was just telling me that sometimes I guess make social faux pas that makes me come across as a bit of a dick. but even though my intention is not there, and like the friends who know me know that is not my intention.
Right, of course.
But I just do things that are kind of weird sometimes without knowing.
So what are these examples? I think the audience would like to know these juicy examples.
Oh, really? Why would they want to know? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, let's hear them. Let's hear them.
Yeah. So it's like there's this one time that my female friend was asking another female friend. She saw that she's eating a bag of chips, right?
Okay.
And then she goes up to her and she's like, "Oh, those chips look delicious." And then my other friend was like, "Oh, would you like some?"
Okay.
And I'm like, and she's like, "Yeah, sure." And then she shared her bag of chips.
Okay.
And I'm standing there observing, and I'm like, "How did you know that she wanted your bag of your chips?" Because she didn't explicitly say, "Hi, can I?" I was like, "Those chips look good. Like, can I
Okay.
try some?" Which is
Right.
which is like what I would have needed to hear if you
Right.
wanted to pull that stuff, stuff on me.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, yeah, she's like, isn't it obvious that
Yeah.
she wanted?
That's right. That's right.
I mean, is it obvious to you?
It is. It is.
Okay, yeah. See, for me, I would have been like,
Reading-
see, for me, if you had done that to me, I would have been like, yes, these chips are good. And I would have just kept eating.
Yeah.
And like moving along.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's like a easy example. Right?
Okay.
A small example, harmless example. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's another time when I'm talking. I was like also talking to a female friend. You can see a pattern here. Okay. So she's like showing me like a list of like things that she likes to bring with her when she travels, like her
Yeah.
packing list, right? And I'm going through the list and then I see something that kind of caught my eye, right? And then like just out loud, I asked her, "Why do you have birth control pills on your list?" Like just like out loud where everyone could hear.
Man.
Yeah, apparently I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, maybe not.
that was a dumb.
Were her parents there?
No.
Oh, good thing parents were there.
No. This is like a friendly hang.
However,
No.
if her parents were there, would you have also said that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at least your social obliviousness is to an
it's somewhere.
extent.
It's somewhere out there. Like I mean, as
Okay.
I get older and wiser,
Yes.
like sometimes I'll think about doing something and then I'll check with my friends to make sure I'm not doing something crazy 1st. Like so I do that like a lot. But it's like you have to have some awareness in the first place before you stop yourself.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
So that's kind of like where the problem lies in. But
Right.
like nowadays I try to be, good about if I think something might come off as weird, I'll
Yeah.
check with my friends first.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I've got a bit of an issue with that. And I think the thing is because I come across as someone who's like very outgoing, they don't expect that kind of stuff, that social obliviousness, I guess, from me, right? Whereas if I'm like kind of like a socially awkward guy, then that would be, I guess, less surprising,
Right.
Like, I mean, still obviously not acceptable,
Yeah.
but, it would be, I guess, less surprising
Yeah.
for people to hear that kind of stuff.
Of course.
Yeah. And then I guess a more recent example would be, so I went to a friend's place recently, right? And then I bought over a 6-pack of Gatorade because it's hot, right? And nothing tastes better than a cool, refreshing Gatorade
Yeah.
in a hot summer afternoon.
Right.
And then so along the way there, I get thirsty. So I drank one of the Gatorades on the way there.
Yeah.
So when I showed up, there was only 5 left.
Yeah.
And I get there, I'm like, hey, like here's 5 Gatorades, sir. I drank one of them.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah. And then my friend later told me, she's like, what the fuck were you thinking, Sean? Like,
To be honest, for that one, I think you've told me that before. I don't think that one is a really big one. It's
don't-
not really because like if it's
I think it was more funny than anything else.
yeah, exactly. I don't think that's
Right.
that's like you being socially oblivious.
Well, I mean, because like I didn't do that to be funny.
No,
right?
no.
So it's like,
I mean,
so like I wasn't expecting that reaction.
I mean, you're when you bring it, there's what 6 people, right? I think right at the thing.
There was 5, I
There's
think.
5 exactly. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's 5 people.
Yeah.
Including yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so and then you just brought one yourself. It's a heat wave. I think that's understandable.
Yeah.
It's not like you're bringing.
Well, it's not like I drank half of it and was like, here's the rest. Would you
Exactly.
like?
It's not
like
you're-
that was like I
it's
would
like
not cross
you're
that line.
Bringing like an apple, like potato salad, and then later on, like you decided to dip into the potato salad with your spoon and start eating it, and you bring it over to the party. It's not like that.
Oh, right,
So,
right.
like it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think that's anything. I think there are some better, some spicier examples you have. John,
some
of
spice.
social obliviousness.
I mean, I guess like the worst one that I've done that I can remember right now is like I was looking, like me and one of my ex-girlfriends, we were looking at some like dresses based on like this video game series.
Okay.
Yeah, Mass Effect.
Okay.
Right? Because we're both Mass Effect fans, and then she was just showing me like some merch that was out there.
Yeah.
And then so I looked at this dress, and in my mind, I'm like, this dress does not look good. I don't like it. It's a bad dress.
Yeah.
It's not a good looking dress, right?
Okay.
But what I said to my ex was, this dress would not look good on you.
Oh.
And immediately burst into tears. Oof. And I'm just like, did I say something?
Oh,
did I say something wrong?
That is
like straight up, it's like I didn't know. It was like I didn't know you can't say that to a girl.
Oh man, that's a rough one.
Woof.
So when you met up with your ex, the most recent one,
Yeah.
Their best friends, like what are the examples they're telling you that she had? What are the complaints that she had regarding your social obliviousness?
Oh, I don't think any specific examples came up, but I remember there was this one event that I went to when it was like we just went out for I think Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
So there's like 6 of us sitting on a table, and then one of the guy was sitting at the end, so he couldn't quite reach the food. And then so like I apparently should have been helping him bring food to the plate, right? Just like picking up the food and putting it on his plate.
Oh.
Right? Like
Yeah.
that makes sense, right?
I guess so, yeah.
What do you mean you guess so?
No, I guess I suppose.
Yeah. But I don't
know why it has to be you though, because if
I
you're
think
sitting on one end of the table, there's 2 people on the other side.
I
so-
think because I was like sitting at the position that's best to like, help
Okay.
him out, right?
Okay.
And I mean, I think I just wasn't paying attention to his plate or something. Like I
Yeah.
noticed it was empty.
Yeah.
Because like if I notice like someone's like kind of struggling, like I'm more than happy to help out.
Yeah.
But it's just like because I didn't notice.
So what happened
that
in the
part.
end? What did he have to do?
I mean, like it was more like my ex chewed me out like at the end of the night, right?
Oh, really?
He's like, yo, man, he was just sitting there. You didn't help him out. It's like, what the heck were you doing? And then I was like, he was what?
What did he end up doing? Like during the dinner?
I don't remember. I mean, like obviously he was still eating, right? But I think it's like someone else who was not in as better of a position.
Yeah, help them.
like help him out, right?
Okay.
It's like imagine if like the guy beside me was crossing the food across me
Yeah.
to help the friend sitting on my right.
Man, you didn't
So-
see that. If he's still crossing things over from like if it's like this
Okay,
person.
if I had seen someone like crossing my face, then my peripherals, then yes, I would have.
You would've
But I
known.
think it was more like sideways, right? It's like it was like I
Okay.
was looking to the left, and then this was happening, like
Okay.
sideways vision, perhaps.
Right.
I don't know.
right.
So I just completely missed it.
Okay.
So, so that was probably like what she meant by
Right.
that. But there wasn't a specific example that came up. But I mean, again, when you're oblivious, you don't know that you're doing something wrong.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a bit of a problem, I guess. It's a bit of a hard problem to resolve.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like I figured like when my previous ex told me about this problem, I figured, I'll figure it out with time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a smart man. I can figure this out eventually.
Yeah.
But then after hearing that, like that had happened again, well, like it was still like a thing, years after my like previous relationship, then I decided that it was something that I should probably seek help with. Because I was not going to figure this out by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, so that's why I signed up for counseling slash therapy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so I signed up with BetterHelp, which is online.
Something that's
not sponsored yet.
not sponsored
Not
at
sponsored yet. BetterHelp, if you want to
But
sponsor us.
BetterHelp has been around. I'm sure everybody has already probably seen those ads going around everywhere.
Sure, but just in case you haven't, it's
Instagram.
basically like online therapy that you can sign up for.
Yeah.
For me, I would have ideally like to do it in person in the office, but because it's COVID, like no one's seeing anyone in person anyways. Of
course.
So it's like I might as well sign up online, and it was cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, because let me tell you, therapy is expensive.
It's so expensive.
Woo!
Super expensive.
Damn.
For sure.
Yes. So and then so for me, like my thoughts on therapy is like, I think it's like a totally normal thing to do. I think it's like I don't think I have any bad associations with going to therapy, and I guess like we're lucky we live in an age
Yeah.
where like there isn't as much stigma about going to therapy as there might have been like 10 or,
Definitely not.
10 or 20 years ago.
Yeah, of course.
So, we're lucky we live in that age, I think. So yeah, like I have nothing against therapy. I think for me it's like I've always kind of known that it's something that probably would help me because of like my parental issues and all that stuff, all that fun stuff. But, I guess like a part of me like just had like too big of a male ego, and I was like, oh, I'll figure things out myself. I'm good. I don't need to pay for this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I can fix it. I can fix it by myself. It's all good.
Right.
Yeah. But, I guess like since like I've got the time, I decided, I should bite the bullet. And also I just realized
that
we have not been hitting record. Wow, we are really professional today.
Goodness, we have not been hitting the record button.
We are
on the
really
video.
professional today. Holy.
It's okay. It's all good.
Here at the Average Asian Boys podcast,
Yeah.
we provide the highest quality,
Highest quality.
the highest production.
And you can see me now holding the mic and everything.
Yes, now you can
too.
see Ray holding the
right.
microphone because we forgot the mic stand.
Yep.
And we also forgot to hit record.
Yeah, well, on the video. Good thing the audio is all good, crisp and
Oh
clean.
my god! If we find out that we haven't been recording the audio, I will
would've been
lose.
hilarious.
I will lose my. I will need to see therapy again after this.
Oh my god.
I will lose my mind.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
All right. Wow. This is gonna be a fun. This is gonna be a fun episode of
For sure.
to edit.
for sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So sorry. So you've been seeing. How many sessions have you done so far?
So today I had my first session actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find it helpful?
Yeah. This it's probably too soon to say, but I think I got, and I'm not really expecting too much. I've never done this before, so, but I found like today's session to be helpful. So yeah, what they did was they matched me with a counselor from Miami, Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, wow.
Truly a global experience.
Yeah, I was like, wow, truly a global citizen of the world here.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and she was like this kind white lady, middle-aged, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of skeptical at first because I would have, I guess, preferred to have seen like maybe a therapist with a more similar cultural background.
Yeah,
as me.
I think so too. That's pretty important.
Yeah, so that's like honestly, that was like kind of like the first thing I was thinking. But you know what? I'm like, all right, I'll give her a chance. And see how it goes. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have other cultural perspectives too, as well.
Of course.
So, so I talked to her about like some of my problems. So basically, there were three things that I really wanted to, I guess, kind of get out of therapy, right?
Yeah.
So one is like kind of like helping me resolve with my, helping me like deal with my unresolved family issues, and then helping me become more self-aware, and then helping me with my social obliviousness.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So I feel like these things are all kind of
Wait, technically being more aware and helping you with your social obliviousness, isn't that the same thing technically?
well, I mean like more self-aware.
Oh, it's more
not,
self-aware.
Not,
Okay.
not outwards aware.
Okay.
So yeah, so being more aware on the inside and outside as well.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so those are two things. And then so I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like those three things might all be kind of connected. I think, because I was very sheltered when I was a kid, and I didn't see my parents like they don't really socially interact with other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really have any examples to go by on how I'm supposed to conduct myself around people when I'm
Right.
growing up.
Right.
Because I never see my parents really talk to anyone either.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was like a real struggle for me to learn how to, I guess, interact with people
Mm-hmm.
in my early 20s. And the only examples I had was like the friends I'd go like partying with,
Yeah.
back in the days,
Yeah.
like go to a bar, go to a club, get like incredibly smashed,
Right.
and like, and then talk to girls. And it's like, that's what I saw, right? So I'm like, oh, I guess I have to go get really smashed and then like talk to girls too.
Yeah.
So, I feel like that's part of like why I'm lacking in certain social etiquette sometimes.
Do you feel like in the dates that you go on, do you feel like you may have made some social faux pas, so to speak?
If I did, I never heard about
You
it.
never knew, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, hopefully not.
Yeah.
I like to think in general, like I do pretty well, like on the dates.
Okay.
Like, I feel like overall it's like good times. You know, we all like we have fun, and yeah, like hopefully I didn't do anything like that was an incredible disaster. I mean, except for that time when like during like COVID, I was drinking water and then I choked on it and then started coughing everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was obviously an accident.
Yeah, of course. That's
Yes.
an accident.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, so I had my first counseling session today, and then like I outlined like the 3 things that I wanted to kind of work on, and then I guess one thing that was interesting to hear from my counselor is like, you know, people from all sorts of backgrounds kind of have a very similar problem, right? Like it's not just like my Asian background that causes me to have like issues with my parents or like being socially awkward and all that stuff. Like people from all kind of backgrounds experience similar problems as well. So it's I mean, I don't want to say like it's nice to hear that, but it's just like interesting, I think, to see how, you know, we at the end of the day we're all human beings and we're all connected by the same things that like we like and that we dislike.
Right.
Yeah. We all have the same challenges at the end of the day.
Of course.
But we also find joy in like many similar things, regardless of where we come from.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's cool. So one thing, so what we ended up actually talking about with my counselor was, I think, my career goals and like choices and all that stuff, which was like something that I was not expecting to talk about at all, because like I had not even mentioned that as well.
Yeah.
But it also just happens to be something that I struggle with too, you know, like having like career goals, like ambition, all that stuff, life goals, I guess. Yeah, so I didn't mind talking about that, right? Because it's like in my 20s, like when I couldn't talk to anyone, like my big goal that I set for myself is I was going to learn how to talk to people.
Right.
And I would say like, you know,
You achieved that.
yeah, exactly.
I think you achieved that.
I've done a good job about
you
that.
have. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man, nailed it, you know?
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right.
And then so now it's like, to me, like I think, oh, like, okay, I made it to the, because like I was so far down the bottom of the mountain, right? Yeah. So when I learned how to talk to people, I'm like, that's it. I've made it to the top of the mountain, right? And now I'm just like, what's next? And then now it's also like, as I get older, I'm just like, oh wait, I'm not at the top of the mountain. I'm just like maybe halfway through or a quarter of the way there.
What is being top of the mountain anyways, really?
Well, yeah, exactly. Who knows? It's all covered by clouds. You can't even see it.
Yeah.
But my point is, I'm not anywhere close to the top of the mountain yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of, you know, what I wanted to accomplish next, like I've never really thought about that, I guess, because it's always been like, oh, I'm going to learn how to interact with people and then I'm good to go.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've just never spent, I guess, the time to think about what is like the next big thing I want to do. I know I want to have a family eventually with kids, and that's about it. Yeah.
It's pretty good. I mean, those are pretty good goals. I don't know. I think those are pretty good.
Are those?
I don't know. I just think like, oh yeah, knowing that you want a family, knowing that you want kids.
I think it's more like I have goals without a plan. I think that's a problem.
Okay.
You know, because like anyone can talk about the goals that they have.
Yeah.
But it's also like,
but what is a plan, anyways, right? Like, what is?
Oh, whoa, we're getting philosophical.
Right? No,
now.
I'm just thinking if you're dating right now, you're actively trying to date right now. I think that's already a plan, isn't it?
I mean, I would say it's taking action.
Yeah.
Like for me, that's always kind of how I've done things. Is I just go out there, do something, take action. Yeah. No fucking plan whatsoever. No
John,
fucking, no clue what I'm doing.
You can't plan when to fall in love, John.
That's not what I mean, right? That's not what I mean.
No, but like you can't have a family without falling in. Well, I mean, technically speaking, I mean the way the traditional sense.
Yeah.
You can't have a family without falling in love, and you can't plan for falling in love, John. So
right.
I think that it really, like, you know, what more can you plan out, really? Unless you're thinking of doing like an arranged marriage. But like, really, what else can you do? You're trying your best right now, right?
I mean, like, there's like so many factors that goes into like having a family, right? It's like there's like the love aspect, and then there's also like the, you know, like I guess like the being able to support yourself or support the family aspect too, right?
Yeah.
Like, so that's where like the career.
But you're actively also seeking jobs right now, right? So that's also, you're working towards that.
I mean, yes, but that's like, isn't that like the bare minimum?
I mean,
Right?
it's a start. I think it's a start.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate.
Yeah.
I appreciate. You know what? I appreciate hearing that.
I don't know. I mean,
that's
like,
right. You. That's right, ladies. It's a start.
Yeah, he's single, ladies. And
Oh,
he's
oh
looking
my God!
He's
No,
looking
no,
to
no, no,
fall
no,
in
no, no,
love.
no, that's
and
not.
start a
That's not the
family.
point. That's not the point. That's not the point.
No, but I'm just thinking, like, there's. I mean, you're doing the best you can. I mean, what more do you want? Rob a bank? Is that how you're gonna sustain yourself financially? What are you?
We might have to edit this part out.
Like, what? There's nothing.
You know what? You are right. I am doing my best.
Right? Like, I think that's
Damn right.
It's
And that's got to be good enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously you need to. And hopefully, I think sooner or later you'll be able to get back on your feet and find that job that you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, okay. So it's more like, like I can, like if I work like a average Joe job, right? Then I can support myself totally fine. But if I want to have a family in Vancouver, which is a super expensive ass city to live in, like I pretty much need to make like, I don't know, like a 6-figure job.
Are you looking okay?
Right? And I'm like not in like, well, like I'm not obviously not close to that.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
I'm like, if I'm 50, like if I get there by 50, I think I'm pretty good.
A lot of us don't have 6-figure jobs.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But like the reality of living in Vancouver, like is you probably need.
People usually do dual income.
Yes.
That's how they get to the 6 figures.
Well, I mean, sure. Does that count if it's like dual income?
Yeah, John. Yeah, because I don't think any of us, or a lot of pretty much a chunk of our groups, or probably the people that who are married and have families, they may not have 6-figure incomes.
No, I understand. Like realistically, most people don't.
Exactly.
Have that
So
kind
you
of
don't
income.
have to go for it. I mean, it's a good plan to have. Look at you. Look at all these goals you've got. Your goals are even higher than mine. Mine is just to survive. And I'm barely surviving. So
No, I wouldn't like. I mean, I wouldn't say those are my goals either. But it's
Okay.
just like, realistic. I think realistically, if this is what I want to have, then this is what I need to have in order to have this, right? That was a terrible example. I mean, that was a terrible explanation.
No, I'm just thinking right now. I don't think you. I mean, what else can you do other than you're actively dating? I'm not actively dating. I want a family, but I'm not even actively dating. You want a job, obviously, to sustain yourself, and you're looking for one. I mean, I think you're doing the best you can, man. There's not much you can do now.
You know what? Thank you. I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, no. I honestly
Wow.
don't
You
think
want to be my therapist?
Yeah, okay,
Shit,
well,
man.
not licensed therapist, not sponsored. But no, I think honestly, I think you're doing the best you can, especially during the pandemic. During the pandemic, it's really hard to do anything.
Oh,
really.
thank you. Well,
So-
yeah. Well, you know what? We'll cross that bridge when
So
we get
you know
there.
what? You've got that
Well-
figured out. Now the other aspects, though, oh man,
Oh yeah.
how you gonna
Oh, yeah?
fix the other aspects of your life,
Oh yeah. Like what? Huh?
like your self-awareness? and
Myself.
your-
Yes. And that's why I'm on BetterHelp.com right
Yeah,
now.
oh man. Oh man.
But yeah, I'm not really sure where like this whole like therapy thing is going to lead. I don't really have any expectations, but
Right.
we'll see. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does one be better at not being socially oblivious? I guess you always have to put yourself in other people's shoes and see the way. Like, would you?
Well, I mean, again, like for me, I usually just try to look at what other people do.
yeah.
right?
Or
But-
like how they feel, or being put in their shoes. Like, for example, if you were that guy at that restaurant, right? You're at that sitting at the end. Would you be mad if this guy sitting beside you who haven't been helping you with the barbecue meat?
Okay. So if I was that guy, right, I'd be like, hey, could you just help me grab some stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if that guy didn't do anything, then I'd be mad, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
like, yo,
sure.
what the fuck, man?
Yeah. That's right.
But yeah, I guess that's the other thing was like, I don't know if somebody told me and I just like went in one ear out the other. But like I don't remember anyone telling me to like grab food for this guy, right?
Yeah.
So
I guess
if
it's just-
someone was like, hey, John, you're like best seated to help this guy grab food, like, you should help him out a little, I'd be like, oh yeah, totally, man, I'm on it.
Yeah.
But if nobody tells me, then I can't do nothing, right?
Yeah. I guess it's more about reading between the lines.
It is. And like, I am just famously terrible at doing that. Fucking terrible. Like lines,
Fair.
what lines? Like,
That's fair.
like give me a neon sign. Come on, man. Like some of us are a little, dense
Yeah.
dense on the head up here.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So so for sure, I think that like definitely holds me back in like the social interaction department. But I mean, I try my best, and that's all I can do.
Yeah,
Is to try my best.
that's the best everybody can do, right?
That's right.
Just trying their best.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Wow, this was unexpected. Thank you.
I didn't do anything.
You should be a therapist.
I didn't know.
That's why
No, I
you-
didn't. I didn't. I didn't do
See,
anything.
ladies,
at
if
all.
you want to feel good about yourself, just
Okay,
you know, you just gotta shoot my man Ray a message
No,
here,
no,
and
I,
you know,
uh,
it's good to go.
You know, I have my own issues that I'm trying to figure out, and so that's also.
All right, so let's talk about those.
Oh my goodness. I think at least for you and I think there's something that we also always seek, and I think that's something that you mentioned before. It's just validation.
Right.
I think that's something that's kind of, something that we external, especially external validation.
Yeah.
That's something that we always want, I guess, and not something that we always kind of crave. And but I think for you and I, we differ in a sense that I think if somebody had something negative to say about you, I think your skin is pretty thick,
Right.
in terms of that. And
Yeah.
whereas for me, it's just like, oh man, it'll get me. It'll get me, and like I will.
I think it's also
hard to
like
let go.
I think it also be part of like the obliviousness part too. Like I'm pretty sure like people have insulted me before, and I just didn't know they were insulting me. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like if it's not direct, like hey, you're a piece of shit.
I
Like
remember that one time when we were gambling in downtown. I think Plaza of Nations at
Edgewater.
Edgewater Casino.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We were playing, and then we were playing blackjack, and you were sitting beside this old lady who was
Yeah.
Cantonese.
Yeah.
And she kept yelling things at you in Cantonese.
Yeah, yeah.
And she kept doing hand gestures towards you.
Yeah.
Did you know that she was cussing you out?
Well, no, not the cussing me out part, because she was yelling in Cantonese, right?
Yeah.
I knew she was irate.
But she was looking at you.
She was. I knew. Like
She had
I
eye
knew she was.
contact.
Like I knew she was displeased.
Yeah, she was displeased. You know, she was displeased at you.
I knew that part.
Okay.
I knew.
good.
I knew
So
that.
yeah, at least you knew that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, like the exact words she was saying, like I don't know.
No, obviously, I don't expect you to understand the language, but at least
Yeah,
you
yeah.
understand the body language that, like, oh, she's
Yeah.
cussing you out.
Yeah, yeah.
She's not cussing at God.
Yeah.
She's not cussing
not,
at
not,
like,
not the dealer.
the dealer. She's
Yeah.
just cussing at you.
She was cussing at my friend beside me.
Yeah,
She must be
she's
yelling at my friend beside me.
She's just cussing at you. So.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay.
It was like a very directed.
Okay.
you know, kind
At
of
least you
emotion.
understand that. See?
Again, it's-
you don't even understand the language.
Yeah,
You just need to
it
know the
was
body
very
language.
direct. You know, if you want to like come at me like a truck, then like go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, at least there's that.
Yeah,
I don't even think you played poorly either. I don't think you played just up to snuff. Except she was just
I
really
think it was-
salty with the bad luck.
Yeah. Like I think I was doing fine. Like I wasn't doing anything crazy, like doubling down to 17.
That's right. That's right. So
Oh man, yeah, I should have done it just just to mess with her. It's like, you want to see bad play? I'll show you bad play.
double down 17.
Yeah, got a 4 in front of me. Hold. Wait for dealer to bust.
Oh man, that'd be so bad.
Oh man, I should have started doing that. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, I think in general, like I have a combination of thick skin and not having a clue when somebody's like annoyed at me. So
Yeah.
that helps. I think that
Yeah,
helps.
I think that helps.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I guess like for you it like hits a little harder.
I think so.
suppose.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it affects me a lot. I think the closer you are to me, it definitely affects me more. Which is something that I myself am trying to work on. Like I myself, I see a therapist. I haven't seen her in a while though, but you know, every now and then, I think throughout my life, I've definitely seen counseling just to, like get help in terms of just understanding myself a little bit better, understanding, just trying to work on myself, be a bit better.
Okay.
And
So like you've been seeing like kind of someone sporadically throughout the years?
Yeah. And it's different. I'm trying to find the right fit, and it's a little bit harder.
Like
especially-
the right counselor.
Yeah,
for you.
exactly. It's hard to find the right fit. It really is,
I see.
especially somebody that you trust, somebody that you can relate to, somebody who understands, and also just get a good feel of how what you're going through and everything, right? So
Right.
that is, I think it takes time to find the right one, and I think that, I think once you find the right one, it's good to keep at it, but yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, because this is like the first therapist I'm ever seeing. I have
Yeah.
no idea if she's like the right fit or not.
exactly.
I mean,
I think you'll know later on after a couple sessions.
I guess
Just to
so.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, but I gotta say it amused because she's from Florida, right? So she talks in a bit of like a Southern drawl, and like it amuses me, I guess, to no end.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, now just say John.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly, right. It's like, okay, all right.
Figure out your
I am
career
amused.
goals.
I am amused. Keep going. we can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, she's pretty cool too, though.
Yeah.
So far, I like, she seems pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think it just takes time, just to find the right fit and to be and it takes a lot of bravery to be in a vulnerable position to talk about these things, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's one thing like this podcast has really helped. At least for me though, and like hopefully with you too, is like it's helped me learn how to express myself more,
Right.
and just talk about being more vulnerable, talking about things that are uncomfortable, makes us not look like great people sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not easy to talk about this kind of stuff.
Oh, no, for sure not. Yeah.
Especially like I mean, I've got a huge male ego, believe it or not. And like
I think they know.
Yeah, I think they know.
I think they have a good idea.
Believe it or
people
not,
have a good
believe
idea.
it or not.
Yeah.
And like talking about things that are not always flattering about myself is very difficult to,
Yeah.
and like especially like when I gotta listen to it again when I'm editing the podcast and I gotta listen to myself talk about this, I'm like, man, this sucks.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah, but I think learning how to being able to express yourself is like a very important skill. I think, especially like with me, who's got like so much, I don't know, gosh knows what kind of like pent up issues and like stuff that I haven't even unburied yet.
Right.
I feel like sometimes like I'm always like finding out something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so you're gonna keep it up with it, right? For sure.
Yeah, I'll do a couple like more sessions and then see how I feel about it and what my bank account looks like afterwards.
That is true. That's difficult to do too.
Yeah.
100%. Oh my.
Yeah, it's like because it's kind of like a big investment for me.
It
like,
is. I mean, it's
I'm
expensive.
unemployed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's expensive. That's
It's
the thing.
so expensive.
Yeah.
So you have to be wary of that as well.
Mhm.
And I can only imagine.
Yeah, but I mean, like I think one thing that I've really been focusing, like now that I'm like not employed and like I'm living the single life, is like I'm really working on my self-improvement.
Right.
And then so if this therapy like can help me with my self-improvement, then I think it's worth the money for sure. So we'll just have to see if it helps me out or not.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, good luck on that journey. Hopefully that you'll be able to discover more and then
Yeah, thanks.
see.
I mean, I really don't know what's gonna happen, but like maybe we'll have like a part 2 of this episode.
Yeah,
where
hopefully.
where I talk about how I'm a changed man.
Do you feel like this podcast helped you express yourself better in dates as well?
In my dates.
Yeah. Because you said like it'll help you express yourself better as a person, but like do you feel that
I think by extension, like if I can
Change.
express myself better as a person, then
Yeah.
it helps me express myself better.
Has it
on
helped you?
dates. Like I think it's helped me express myself as
Yeah.
a person.
Yeah.
So by extension, it's helped me on my dates, I guess you
Okay.
could say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you think it's hard to talk about being unemployed on a podcast? Try to tell a girl on a date that you're like an unemployed bum. That's fucking hard.
But then you back it up by saying that you also own your own apartment. No, see that helps a lot too.
Yeah.
Are you sure? No,
I don't know about that. Well, I mean, we'll see.
I don't know. It kind of
Depends how
helps.
much.
Kind of helps. Stability
Yeah.
ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means I've got responsibilities.
Yeah, you got responsibilities. You got plants. Your babies.
That's right.
So that's also very important too.
Yeah. I mean, I told him I've got a podcast. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
That's right.
That's right.
Do you feel like you have like in terms of your short-term goals? What are your short-term goals now? Since we're talking about goals and everything.
Okay, it's like, well, I mean, short-term goal would be to become gainfully employed.
Yep.
That's a good
start.
one.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, you really put me on the spot here. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if I can say like finding a girlfriend is a goal, because that's like something that kind of happens when
You
it
never
happens.
know when you fall in
know?
love, John. That's
Yeah,
exactly
exactly.
right. Yeah.
And yeah, I want to say like instead of goals, it's more like just like more like a continuous. I want to work on a continuous state of like self improvement. I think.
Okay.
Like I've been like going out and being more active than I've ever been in my life, because I've got all this free time. And then I'm making more like YouTube videos than I ever
Which
have.
is pretty good. Which is great.
Right, I've been making video like once a week for like the last 6 weeks now.
Yeah,
I think
that's very impressive.
which is something I've never done. And then I've got this. I upload a podcast once every week as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think like for me, like instead of like setting goals to achieve, I want to be kind of like in a continuous state of self improvement. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which
Like
is good.
working on a little thing, like just always working on the little things.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess like in terms of like something that I would like in the short term, finding a job seems like a pretty good goal.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. And what do you think are the things that make you the happiest?
I mean, playing video games. Is that,
Yeah.
that's the first thing that came to my mind, I
Yeah.
guess.
No, I mean that's
don't know.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah. And I really like playing music, actually.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always making like a music cover once a week, because it's like if I didn't like doing that, then I would just like stop doing that.
Yeah, of course.
But like I'm like really into it. I get a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I just like practicing when I have some free time and all that stuff.
Right.
I think another thing that I've been finding that I really enjoy actually is teaching people.
Okay.
So for me, I've been like teaching some friends how to play tennis. I'm teaching a friend how to swim right now.
Wow. That's,
Yeah. And
wow.
like a few years ago, I taught a friend how to ride a bike.
That's, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You thought of becoming a
You're gonna say dad?
no,
Oh,
not
I'm
dad.
like what?
But I mean, which is one of your goals, obviously your long-time goals. But like,
Yeah.
what about? Have you considered like in terms of a career change? Have you think about maybe teaching? That would be fun.
I might consider it.
Like being an instructor, not necessarily academics. But
Yeah, I don't know if I can do academic teaching.
Yeah,
Like, it was just
no,
like-
but-
yeah, I'd be spewing the wrong facts all the time.
yeah, but just
But
being
I think
an
being an
instructor,
instructor of some sort, I think would.
that would be pretty cool.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of why like I'm kind of leaning towards like working in HR right now, is because like when I'm in a role, like I am sort of in a position to kind of like instruct new employees, right? When they start working in a company, they
Right.
don't know like where to go for this and that.
Right,
I'm
of
kind of
course.
in a position where I can help them out like that.
Yeah.
Because like I guess like at the end of the day, what really gives me something that gives me a lot of I think joy and satisfaction is being able to help someone out, or
Yeah.
like being able to teach something,
course.
teach them something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's something that I'm looking into.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
What about you? Like, what are your short-term goals?
I mean, for me,
What are stuff that brings you happiness nowadays?
well, I think being, wow. I mean, like, yeah, definitely easier question to ask.
yeah, I mean, you don't have to worry about getting a job. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm very,
You're-
very fortunate to be able to have that still at the moment.
I think you were thinking about getting a car like recently.
I think so, but that's just more like just something that I have to do though. But I think a goal for me would be to be able to sustain myself, just mental health wise, sustain myself, just like simpler things.
What would that look like? Being able to sustain yourself, mental
I think
health wise,
just like still
like staying in like staying pretty optimistic about life.
I think so.
That
yeah.
kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think so. Just trying
Okay.
to remain positive
Yeah.
and remain
Yeah.
optimistic of things, and just trying to be kinder to yourself, during
Mm-hmm.
and during like this whole pandemic. I mean, I don't even know if this pandemic is gonna. I mean, hopefully it's heading towards the end. However, on the other side of the world, there's still some crazy stuff happening in India and Indonesia, right? So
Yeah.
that's something that it's kind of a bit further away, but then it's also a little scary that it could come over here, right?
It definitely
And so there's also, yeah, in terms of happiness, I think just spending quality time with people, spending quality time with friends and such.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's
Really
something you're
nice.
really looking forward to, being able to do more.
Yeah,
this
just being,
summer.
Yeah, especially just being an extrovert, just trying to spend some more time with people and just kind of see where it goes.
Yeah.
That's also very important as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, simple
I'll-
things.
I want to go back to a point that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Which is regarding like external validation.
Yes,
Do you find that your happiness is based on validation?
I think so, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is not a good thing. I think for me, definitely, I'm trying to kind of move the kind of slider a little bit more towards internal validation being enough
being your own like
to
hype man, right?
yeah, to sustain yourself.
Yeah.
I
I feel like I don't know, like I feel like you're pretty good at hyping yourself
Oh,
up from what I've seen.
think
mean,
it's like more like ironically or as a joke.
Oh, I
think
see.
Maybe.
I mean, because I've done that before, and I think it works.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll tell you guys something that I used to do, and it's gonna sound really stupid. All right,
Yeah, all right.
It's gonna sound fucking lame. I'll tell
All
you
right,
this right now.
let's hear it.
All right, so when I was still like when I still was like in my 20s, and I felt very single and very uncool, one of the hit songs that was out was LMFAO's "Sexy and I Know It." Okay.
Wow, sexy and I know it. Yeah.
And then so like I used to look in the mirror and like sing that
Oh
song. It's
my
like I'm
goodness.
sexy and I know it. Ba na 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 na. And then
you
like,
also do the wiggle part.
yeah. You got to do the wiggle part. That's like the most important part, right? So you got to turn around and be like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle,
Wiggle,
wiggle.
wiggle.
Yeah, wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Just to
yeah.
yourself in front of the mirror. That's
Yeah, and with
Beautiful.
the bathroom door closed. of
full
course.
length mirror.
It was a halfway.
But
Like,
you see
I mean, in my- it doesn't- it
the
doesn't-
important parts
Yeah, sure.
in your
Yeah.
wiggle.
Well, no, because I'd be facing away the mirror when I'm doing a wiggle.
I see. Okay.
Like, I mean, so yeah, like I used to do that, and
Yeah.
like it's gonna sound crazy, but I think it worked.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Different people find different ways to type themselves up.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously, like I knew it was like pretty stupid, right? It's like, and I was doing it in a very ironic way.
Hey, man,
because
whatever
it's like I'm
works.
not, because it's like I know I'm not sexy and I know it, but I mean, like I
Whatever
think,
works. I mean,
yeah, like I think it kind of worked.
Yeah. No. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good. I think. Yeah. I mean, like, for me, yeah, I'm still trying to find that balance.
I mean, I don't recommend doing
Oh, no?
that
You don't?
song. No, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you might have to. For you, I feel like it would have to be something else, like a Taylor Swift song,
Taylor
perhaps.
Swift song.
Yeah, you
probably.
know.
Maybe. But there, a lot of it is like heartbreak over breakups. But
Yeah.
but sure. There's some fun, catchy ones. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
The Man.
yeah. Sure.
If I was the man,
Yeah.
then I'd be the man.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. But yeah. Do you feel that you also need external validation too, or do you feel like you rely on it?
I think so. For me, like I feel like for like a good part of my life, I've always chased external validation because like that was something that I could never get from my parents, right?
Yeah.
It's like like I've always tried so hard to impress them, and it's just
Right.
like it like wasn't happening,
That's right.
right? And then so at one point, so like I guess I just like kind of gave up on that on one point, and then I realized that I was never gonna get that validation from them, and then so I guess at some point I realized that the only person that I can get validation from was from myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I stood in front of a mirror and saying "sexy" and I knew it to myself.
Okay. No, I mean that's good. That's a good
So-
way to do it.
Yeah. So I knew like, in general that I do need to, find happiness and validation within myself, before I can, I guess, go out and spread happiness and validation to other people, I guess. Well, I don't know if you want to be spreading validation. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
But I guess, like somewhere along the way, I kind of lost sight of that, especially
Right.
with me becoming single and unemployed. I guess, like I think subconsciously I started kind of feeling that I needed external validation from like other people, particularly like the girls that I was like seeing on dates, And I think and like I say subconsciously because like I don't think I realized I was feeling that way
Right.
until like I was talking to a female friend recently, and she pointed it out that, you know, like I should be careful about where I find my source of, where I get my source of happiness from. And yeah, it, you know, it seemed like I was kind of getting it from external, I was getting happiness from external validation of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was something that I hadn't realized, I guess, that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like it was like kind of a mind-blowing moment, I guess. You know, like, oh shit, I didn't realize I've been feeling this way until you said it to me.
Right.
And then so now I want to focus on, you know, try to like find out what makes me, you know, what makes me happy and what makes me feel like confident about about who I am as a person. And I think I need to try to get back on track with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, man, having female friends is useful, you know, like I'm telling, it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, like bro friends are great too. If you want to complain about something, you know, and talk shit, you know, like fuck this guy, fuck that guy, you know,
Yeah.
bro friends are great for that, you
Right,
know,
of
but
course.
you know, sometimes you just need like a good female friend to like set you straight.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. Would you say you have more female friends or more male friends?
I don't know. I don't really count.
Yeah, you know,
It's like a pretty,
pretty good balance.
I feel I have slightly more female friends, probably 60-40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say about probably 80-20.
Okay, I thought you were about to say 60-40.
No,
and I'd be like, bullshit.
80-20. That's just because they're just more fun to hang out with, in a sense, you know, just like
Oh, yeah?
yeah, I think so. I'm not really bro-y, that's the thing. Like, I think for me, like, I don't know. I don't really feel like I'm
Yeah.
very bro-y.
Because I have fun hanging out with like both females and males.
Yeah,
But
same
it's just
here.
like different types of fun, I guess.
Yeah, I think
You
for me
know?
it's same here, except it just happens to be female. You know, it's not like I'm like specifically choosing them all the time. But then again, I just happen to have more fun with them. I just click better.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
You know.
that's totally cool.
Chemistry works out. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's cool. Yeah, good for you. I mean,
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys out there never figure out how to like platonically, I guess, connect with females.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So
yeah,
good luck to them.
sure. I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think they like, you know, like female friends definitely offer like valuable insights from time to time about like things that you just wouldn't think about.
From a perspective. Yeah.
Different perspective.
From a different perspective.
Very different
Yes,
perspective.
that's
yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Wow. Okay. Wow. I think we've covered so much today, just like about our internal feelings and everything. And so,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, do you have anything more to add before we wrap up?
Has it been an hour already? I lost count of time because of like
It's been almost an hour.
yeah.
Almost an hour,
Okay,
yeah.
because of our little botched start.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it's almost an hour. So, do you have any like words of advice or anything? Seek therapy, everyone. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's too soon for me to like say how I feel about therapy at the moment. For me, it's just like, let's just see how it goes.
Yeah.
And
I think it's not for everybody. I don't think therapy is for everybody, but I think if you want to talk to somebody who's like a third party person, you definitely won't want to burden your friends who are not licensed therapists and everything, and you just wanted people to talk to somebody about your own feelings, then I think that would be a very good. I think therapy is worth giving a try for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, especially if you realize that you have some like unresolved issues or pent up emotions, you know, for me, I find like having friends who can help you get that out of your system is extremely valuable.
Yeah.
Right. Like sometimes you like say things that you didn't, sometimes you like, you feel things that you didn't know you were feeling.
Right.
Or like you've just like suppressed your emotions for so long. Right. Like as a typical dude, I am not great at expressing my feelings.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm really trying to work hard on. But, you know, it's like, you know, growing up as like a traditional Asian kid, you know, like, I don't know, like, it's just like we weren't allowed to talk about our feelings and express our emotions.
Right.
So it's like I can't just like start doing that, you know, like I can't flip a switch and be able to do that, it's like something that takes time and practice to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you are able to express your feelings and emotions?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, well, that's good.
I'm an emotional creature, so I think I can for sure.
Okay.
I'm definitely more. Yeah, I'm definitely able to express that a little bit more than.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, my point was like having a friend who helps get that out of your like system, I guess, is extremely valuable. And if you don't have that kind of friend, then I think like seeking a therapist who can help you kind of like untangle your thoughts and emotions, it would be extremely valuable.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. That would be a good way to go.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah,
And like,
so-
yeah, those are like, that's my firsthand experience with therapy.
Uh-huh.
I mean, do you have any like stories to share from like your experience with like going to the therapist? Like anything like that's kind of like any major hurdles that you've kind of helped overcome? Any like results that you've achieved?
I mean, it's always an ongoing kind of battle, I think. For me, I don't think there's some sort of major breakthrough that I received that was just mind-blowing to me. Or maybe
Okay.
I just haven't found the right one yet.
Oh, I see.
But it's more like just a good place to kind of, maybe a good place to vent out things, or
Sure.
maybe a good place to trying to understand something.
Okay.
Or a good.
And you've been
place
able to see a therapist in person, right?
Yes, I have just before when
Got it.
starting school. Yeah, even then, or even during work and stuff too.
Okay.
But I think it's just a good way to kind of compose yourself, trying to figure out yourself a little bit better. I mean, there's so many different ways to use therapy, right? So
Yes.
it's but yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think there's any huge breakthroughs, but more of just constant work.
Do you have any like goals or things that you're trying to like achieve or get out of by seeing a therapist?
I think it was also more about talking about that external validation, is just trying to not rely on it so much,
Yeah.
and then try not to get hung up on so many of bad things that happen in your life, and that's also really hard too. It's just like trying to learn to let go of things,
That's really hard.
and that's super difficult.
Yeah.
So
That's definitely one of the hardest things I think to do.
yeah, no, that's very true.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
sometimes life just shit kicks you in the face and you just gotta be like, oh, I gotta take
Yeah.
it. I gotta take it.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part, taking
Yeah.
it and moving on.
Yes.
And that's something that I'm still, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are still trying to work through as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, like in a previous podcast, I talked about like, I promised that I wouldn't drive for like
Yeah.
8 years,
Yeah.
and it took me 8 years to move on from that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I know a thing or two about not letting go.
100%.
Yeah. But that's because I've got integrity.
Yeah.
I made a promise and I intend to keep it.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless I realize I'm being stupid and stubborn.
Yeah. So essentially, if anybody else has any stories or any insight on kind of their own experience with therapy, feel free to email us at aboyspodcast@gmail.com, or continue to subscribe to our podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, wherever you can find your podcast as well. And
And also BetterHelp, if you're listening to this episode, like please sponsor
us
so I can help pay for therapy. Thank you.
yes, that's right. Please help John and myself, maybe. Who knows? We'll see. All right. Well, have a good one, everybody.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Yeah, bye.